In this movie, we'll be talking about pointer events. Specifically, we'll be talking about how to make it so the cursor doesn't interact with an element. This is especially useful if we want to put something on top of something else, but we want to interact with the thing on the bottom. Let me show you a simple example of this. Here we have a simple p tag with a bunch of text inside of it. We also have a div up here called box. Now it's very important to keep in mind that this paragraph tag is not inside of the box. This paragraph tag is completely separate from the box. We want to put this box over the top of the p tag so we can get this nice border along the edge of the document. Let me show you what I mean. We're going to take this box and position it absolutely, and we're going to make it stretch across the entire document. Now, just so we can see it, I'm going to give it a background of FCC. I'm also giving it an opacity of 0.3. That way we can see through it. Now, if I try and click and drag and select this stuff, it won't work. The reason is that I'm actually clicking on the box, which is over the top of all of this. If I set the bottom of the box to 100 pixels, you can see that indeed there's the edge right there. I'm also going to change this to position fixed. That way when I scroll, you can see it stays there. Now that we can see this better, it makes sense why when we click on this thing, the browser would think we're clicking on the top element instead of the bottom element. Now to move on to the effect that I want, I'm going to give it a solid 10 pixel black border. Also, I'll get rid of this 100 pix and I'll make it 0 pix. The idea is, once I make this area transparent, I'll have this nice border around the entire thing, and you'll be able to see the text as it scrolls underneath it. If I get rid of the background, we can't see that element anymore, but when we click, we're actually still clicking on it. That's why I can't select any text. What we need to do is somehow tell the computer, don't interact with the top element at all. And the way we do that is with our new property, pointer events. When we say pointer events none, now the browser is not allowing our mouse cursor to interact with the top element at all. Now there are consequences to this. The positive consequence is that we can select all of this. Potentially a negative consequence would be if you had any text in this pointer events none element. You wouldn't be able to select that text. There are a couple of other uses of pointer events. This is the only one I'm going to talk about right now, but there's a fantastic link down here using pointer events for scrolling performance on huge pages or large lists of links. The idea behind this method is that as you scroll down a gigantic page, your mouse cursor may be interacting with links on that page, changing colors, changing states, causing repaints. That means that the scrolling performance would be diminished as the browser tries to redraw all that stuff. So this is an optimization that you can do for a very specific situation. But if you look around, you'll find that pointer events is a very good tool to have in your tool belt when you're a web developer these days.